Yo, what up? It's your boy Drew. Checking out that Drew World Order live. I just tried streaming and everyone was saying I was muted. Hopefully I fixed it, man. Let me get a confirmation from the viewers, make sure I fixed it. But what I want to go into tonight, man, is outer space being fake, man. Or at the very least, not what they say. And I think that's one of the traps of when you figure it out and they get you to say space is fake, you know. Now they're saying audio is good. Thanks, guys. I don't know what happened there because I just shut down OBS and opened it back up and it worked. And thanks to Haska. I don't know what happened. That's super weird. But big hookup from Mark. Sent me all these ISS bloopers and compilation. Because I said they're getting harder and harder to find on YouTube. So thank you so much to tonight's episode to Mark. It was going to be a pain in the butt to try to go all over the internet and find these clips, man. It's 2.5 hours, so I probably won't play through every single thing here, but we'll blast through some of it. And if anyone's finding this later and doesn't know any of this stuff, understand that I was the biggest outer space believer there ever was. I watched every show about space. I knew everything about space. And once I figured out it wasn't what they say it is, that was one of the catalysts for me to get into sharing all this information, because I felt like I've wasted a lot of time, you know, watching all this and learning all this space stuff. And once you see it, you can't unsee it, man. And so one of the places I'd like to start showing a normie or somebody that super believes in space is they need to see all these bloopers first, and then we'll get into what is space, or what are they talking about, really. It seems like it's occulted stuff. And I mean, let's just get into it, man. We got 2.5 hours to blast through here. What's up to everyone in the chat, man? Shout out to Miss Mia, Drink Tea, Evan, Super Eye, Situational Awareness, Haska. We got Joppy in the house. Everybody's up in here, man. So let's do it, man. Let's go. We got enough people in here yet? Oh yeah, 60 people. Let's roll, because this is long, man.
You look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
Why that? This is a hoax. You are real.
So they just, that guy announcer asked him, is this a hoax, man? This is the only thing they can do, man. When you see it, they're not flying and floating around like they say you could, like if you were underwater, moving any which way and stuff. They can only do this one controlled flip. And you see right here, this guy's grabbing a wire. So what it appears to be, when you're going to see it throughout, if you've never seen this, throughout all these bloopers and stuff, these guys are clearly in front of a green screen, or blue screen, whatever they want to call it nowadays. Same thing, right? And they're on some kind of harness. And the only thing they can do is like that one roll backwards. And it's all taken out in real time. And this guy, look at how he's grabbing that thing. Super weird. This guy here, and then we got to get into, let's just play through some of it first, and then we'll get into more of what it might be about. This guy's grabbing nothing. Look at him in there. Oops. What it seems like what's happening, they're in a green screen. One of the best things ever, you know, if you see, if you guys know Subphotonic, he goes nuts about they have the wires all exposed. And if you're in space and you have liquids or you have all this stuff, and you could die if the seal is punctured or whatever, you know, if anything went wrong, you wouldn't have wires like that. You don't even have wires like that in a, you know, a network, a server at a business. The wires are all nice and neat and together. They're not just hanging out like that. It's ridiculous. Another green screen glitch here. This guy's glitching out. The background's not glitching out. Big Drink Tea has a good comment here, and you'll see it more. It's hard for someone if they've never looked into it. They have some sort of contact lens in their eyes, and they're in like an augmented reality simulation. So the idea is, like we've been talking about recently on this show here, is about the metaverse. So they see these things in the eye like a Snapchat filter overlay, and they're able to interact with these things that they're seeing here. And they're interacting with them, and then so this is probably actually like a super futuristic, like video game type thing that they're in. This is what video games will eventually become. Look at front foreground screen is glitching out. Background screen, because it's on layers. Background screen is not glitching out. The more people work with layers and everything like that. Hey, look at another thing here. They have the sun here or something, and then they got this thing going behind it, and you can see right through the sun. Ridiculous, dude. Everything's in layers, just like when I make these things, man. The more people work in stuff like this, you can see this type of stuff because everything is a layer, right? We got our boy Don Petit here. I'll get into him in a minute. Showing the Santa here. Whoops. There's just so much to show here, man. If you watch what she does here, she just lets go of this thing. She doesn't spin it with her hand. She just lets go, and all of a sudden it's spinning. Yeah, no inertial force when she lets go, and yet it spins upwards. And her hair's all like pinned up and hairsprayed up or something to her. Her hair's not floating like if she's underwater or something like that. This one here shows how they do in a movie, in a Hollywood movie, where this guy is, they actually have wires on him, and they're moving him around like that on wires. And in the Hollywood movie, they're able to take that out, right? Well, that NASA tech seems to be, they're in some kind of studio, and all these wires and everything, it's being filtered out in real time as they do it. Or there's probably some post-production, it seems. There's no reason it would be live. That's what you see when you go to the movie theater. But when he's filming it, that's how it is. And that's the same thing when these guys are on these like wire harnesses. That's the only the only thing they can do is that one little backflip. They're not spinning around and floating around like everything. EBT said his face is fake. Then why did they send a Tesla Roadster there? See, this is the only thing they can do is that one little roll there. And look at him, he's getting all twisted up here. What is this one? You gotta be careful with these. Watch the hands here. I don't know if I've seen this one ever. Again, thanks to Mark, man, for hooking me up with all these clips, man. So the camera guy, whoever's running that transition, knew to cut away at that point because it looked like he was getting kind of hung up. And he got away for a second and brought it right back in. So what's he doing with his hand right there? He's caught in that wire because he was spinning around. The wire is being removed either in real time, like a Snapchat lens type thing, or this is post-production, either way. But as we're going through these too, man, we gotta... It's pretty mind-blowing to somebody that's never even considered it that this stuff could be fake, right? Is that John Stockton behind that guy? Looks just like him. You see him, he just grabs the wire right there, but there's no wire. You don't see the wire. You can see his pants being tugged by the wire. The wire's chopped out. green screened out or whatever, and that guy kind of pulls them closer. But as you get deeper and deeper and deeper into this, hold on, what is this? The next clip shows an invisible object moving up to this actor's back, which is consistent with the other cables and harness issues. I bet you a lot of these I haven't even seen. But we got to get to the point where we understand, after you see this so much, there's hours and hours and hours of this, that these things are pretty much intentionally leaked. It's not a mistake, is the conclusion you come to after you study it for a long time. So if you're new to this, there's a whole nother layer to add, is that these things it's not shown by mistake. And you could easily make this, especially since it's not live or anything like that. You could, Hollywood movie doesn't have mistakes like this. So you could easily have these released with zero mistakes. So then you get to the point of like, there's a reason they want these out here, man. And there's a few reasons for it. Number one, in my opinion, is to gaslight the people that see it, because they know there's people that see it. And no matter what, you could show this to a normie. You could do anything till you're blue in the face, and they're not going to believe it no matter what, unless it was on TV or something like that. I want to be real careful about the sound. There's 2 hours of stuff to go through here, so I can skip some of them. This looks like he's talking about, this might be the graphics engine that they're using for it. Yeah, the space is basically like a virtual reality. This is the next iteration of what's video games. If you see that PS5 graphics coming out, they look pretty sweet, but the jump from PS3 to PS4 wasn't that great. It was pretty good. And the jump from PS4 to PS5 isn't that great again. And this is basically the Iron Man type things that Iron Man was out there to push and promote. And I talked about that a few weeks ago, how Iron Man used to be like a B or probably closer to a C level Marvel character, but they made him the main star of that franchise as they made the Marvel Cinema Universe to promote things like this, transhumanism, metaverse, things like that. And this is what I said too. You might see these guys like Trump, if they have like a Neuralink or some kind of contact lens in their eye. The reason they're doing all these crazy things with their hands, maybe there's an overlay of what they're supposed to be doing with their hands projected out through their contact or however they're seeing it. And then they hit the notes like Guitar Hero as it comes out, and they know when to do what. Maybe that's why Bill Gates' hands going nuts, because maybe it's synced through some sort of neurolinguistics programming type, almost like a video game, Guitar Hero type video game.
Today, we want to take mixed reality one step further. So we've got something new to show you. Holograms you can hold. This holographic gauntlet is the weapon that Dan will be using while playing Project X-Ray. You'll notice that as he moves his arm, the hologram moves as well. This is a wearable hologram. And when you combine technology like this with the environment understanding of HoloLens, you can do some pretty spectacular things. And can even use his shield to defend himself.
So there you go, that's the future of the video games right there. So outside to that guy, did you see it? From the crowd's perspective, you just see the guy crouching down. You don't see all this stuff. But when he's in the VR headset, he's seeing everything.
Looks like that's all of them.
In 2012, NASA got tired of faking weightlessness by using the ZeroG
Let me check in on these comments because I haven't
So in 2012, they started
really been keeping up on the comments here. Sorry, guys.
Real-time augmented virtual reality so that they can fake
Biden got Neuralink. Super Eyes says, I saw that, and they showed him with some kind of like contact lens thing from the debate last night, and
they weren't very good at it. They didn't go to Hollywood.
I've talked about that before. There was a video of Barack Obama towards the end of his presidency, I think, where he had one eye was like glitching out and shooting out light, and people said at that time that was it was some type of contact lens that he reads a teleprompter through or something, or projects a teleprompter or something. And I've never been able to find it again though. But I saw it with my own eyes. If anyone knows where it is, man, leave a comment later or something. If I remember right, it was kind of like a 3/4 shot of Obama, like 3/4 view up and down, and you saw the right side of his body, and his eye was like super light in his right eye, and he was at a podium giving some speech, maybe at maybe a university or something like that. And then Biden had the same thing pretty much last night, but it wasn't glitching as hard. Where's Mag? Did Mag get nuked off YouTube again or what? It's a smart lens, Kevin says. Yeah, Deer Queen, I see you. What's up, Deer Queen? Let's get some more of these. That's that contact lens that people were claiming Biden was wearing last night. Let me see if I can bring that up quick. I don't know if I'll be able to find it quick. I'll look on Twitter and see if, in case no one saw that yet. Let me just give me 1 second. I'll look real quick. I don't know what you'd really look up. Yeah, I don't see it fast enough. I'm just gonna keep this moving, but it was all over like Twitter and Instagram today that Biden's eye was kind of lighting up. Do you see it? This dude's hand is glitching right here. So for the people that believe in space, if you're watching this later, there's no reason you would fake any of this and say that it was space. If you're really going to space this easily and all the time. And you just wouldn't do it. This guy here, look at him. You can see the whole dang harness off of his back right there. And I think even with these proofs, man, like the people that believe it, man, they're still gonna believe it. And then you get into the number one question people are going to ask you is like, why would they fake it? Is basically one of the things most people would say. One of the main reasons, in my opinion, that they would fake it is to, hide the creator, the space. See, that's what he's doing. He's got the HoloLens in. He sees an object, but it's not overlaying to that camera. But that space goes well with the Big Bang and evolution, and you're just on a little marble spinning around thousands of miles an hour, and you're a speck of dust in the infinite. You're basically nothing in this infinite cosmos. And when the reality is, it seems like you are at the center of the universe. The Earth's actually a flat, stationary plane to your eyes. You will never, ever see any curvature with your eyes, only through technology. And then you get into the question, like, what is space? They do put these mistakes on purpose. Yeah, I already mentioned that. What's up, Aphrodite? That's kind of the next layer. So once you see this and you understand that it's not what they say it is, then you see it that these are out here on purpose. And why is it out there on purpose? Why do they do it? And I've already mentioned, to gaslight people that see it is one of my reasons. But it seems like the whole thing, everything they do, and including the purposely bad presentation of reality they do right now, is they want you to know. They want to see who sees through it, and they have an AI track. Look at this guy. He's in zero gravity. He's falling down. How's that possible? So they want you to see that, Trump and Biden is basically WWE. They want you to see all these bad mistakes they leave in these stories. They're so over it now with the 369 codes and the 33 codes and all their stories. They want you to see it, man. They want to know who sees it for some reason. I don't know the reason. Yeah, tired of it, says the Red Hot Chili Peppers song. Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. So there it goes. It bounces off some kind of wall behind him. So here's a couple guys in a green screen, a Hollywood studio. And so what is space, man? Because you get, once you figure it out, part of another layer of the trap is even what I named the video. You say space is fake. Well, obviously there's things up there. There's objects. There's lights in the sky that you'd call stars, planets, all this stuff, right? So there's a distance from you to those lights. So the distance is space. That is space. Like the distance from me to this webcam, that's a space. There's a space between us. So when you say space is fake, it just automatically, someone that's never looked into it is like, okay, you sound like a retard. And yeah, first of all, man, this guy's a twin. I don't know if he's the one. One of these two twins here is married to Gabby Giffords, the one that supposedly got shot in Arizona, and she fakes like she's talks like a retard now. And I mean, look at this. This is just some graphic thing they got here.
Above the camera, which, okay, I could see doing that. But on the other hand, if you're just up in space giving an interview or playing ping pong or whatever you're doing, then you would have no reason to look at a monitor. It doesn't matter. The camera's on you. You know that. So it doesn't matter what you look like. You shouldn't care about that. But they're always very concerned.
And there's a lot of twins. A lot of the astronauts are twins. And that's a weird thing. Why is he doing that? And then, yeah, why would NASA lie? So, a lot of people say it's about the money. They get so much money, their budget per year or whatever. The money is really nothing when you compare it to like a military budget and everything like that. So, honestly, that's kind of a weak argument to me, the money. Especially if money's not real, they could just click a button on a computer and make as much money as they want show up in your account. But it's more some kind of programming thing to make you believe. In my opinion, it's to believe in evolution, believe in Big Bang. Ooh, now they got a toaster in space. But it's also, I think, to blur the lines between reality and computer graphics, because people see this and they believe in it so much. But all you're seeing when you see the outer space stuff in the pictures and all that stuff is like computer renders. So these people take it at face value and they think it's real. And then they don't even know what real looks like anymore after consuming a steady diet of stuff like this, forever. And then as they slowly get into the metaverse and bring things out like that, people aren't going to know. They're blurring the lines between reality and the metaverse. Who's this dude?
He reminds me of Eric Banya. You know that actor?
Is that Jurassic?
Banya or whatever the hell his name is.
That's Jurassic.
Another Jew. And look at this Jew hairdo.
Okay, I gotta turn them down. Everyone go follow Jurassic Liars 26. Yeah, and they're all composites, Black Apple says. Yeah. NASA even admits that the all the pictures you see of the globe and everything, they say they're composites. There's pizza. Pizzagate. I'm going to start skipping through some of it. There's just so much on here. Shadow Dweller says, it broke my heart to find out the world depicted in that book was scripted too. Evac 311 says, CGI Space is the science equivalent of photoshopped Instagram host. And so, why are they putting this out here on purpose? That's what we got to start asking ourselves, man. Why do they want you to know everything out that they're putting out is fake? They want to see who sees it, and obviously running an AI or something, tagging people that know it. But what's the purpose of that? Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. What's up, Faith is me? I'm still on the fence about space being fake. This is Dionysus says, I think they can send shit up to a certain height, but they can't go beyond so-called low Earth orbit, which isn't space. I don't know what the ISS is. Okay. First of all, let me get back to this. Look at the background here. This guy's on what's called a blue screen with a grid. Most of their tech, I think, is just, you're right about that. There's like a low Earth orbit, or what they could call the firmament or whatever, that there's some kind of boundary that they seem like they can't pass. And what they do is they send up, it's basically balloons. That's why NASA's the number one consumer of helium and everything. What they're sending up there is actually balloons. And the balloons reach a point that they can't pass, it seems like. And what they do is they send a high altitude plane with like a hook on it up there, and then it can just grab it and bring it back down to repair it and send it back up or whatever it is. Yeah, and Aphrodite makes a great point. This whole thing is like occulted, Freemasonic stuff like that. So the ISS means Isis. It's short for Isis. And Isis is the wife of Osiris, right? And Isis goes around looking for Isis phallic and everything. The rockets themselves are the same as the obelisks. They're phallic symbols, like male genital. That's basically what it is. When you look at Infinite Plane Society has a great breakdown of it called Cult of the Obelisk, I think it's called, and it breaks it down, man, really good. If you guys, I don't know if it's on YouTube or what, but if you're able to find that, that's a good breakdown of it. What's his name? Jeff Bezos has the Blue Origin. He's trying to get into space like Elon Musk. The Blue Origin rocket looks exactly like a wiener, man. I mean, they're telling you. So this is what's happening, man. They're shooting up. These are the obelisks. They're the male phallic symbol. It's a peepee. Look at that thing right there. Baby dick. The peepee goes up into the womb, into the darkness, into the Isis, right? Goes up. The actual Isis thing itself, where you go out and you're able to go out at a certain time and see something, the best definition I've heard of what that is it's actually a what you would call some kind of natural satellite, like another moon type thing, but it's very small and fast. And I found a long time ago there was like writings by Tycho Brahe talking about this object, and I can't find it anymore. And Tycho Brahe, that dude was from way back in the day. And I'm pretty sure Tycho Brahe is the dude that pretty much built the kind of the gear system, or the concept of it, at least. It's of the gear system that a planetarium works on. You go in the planetarium and everything's on gears and it's moving like that. Glenn Clark said, I can't get anyone to see the big peepee on the Amazon van. So Amazon had the Blue Origin rocket that looked just like the wiener. And that's what this is. They told you it's a smile. This is a curved wiener right here. It's called Peyronie's wiener when you have a hooked one. So Amazon is all about and it says from A to Z, like from alpha to omega. And they have the phallic symbol again, along with the Blue Origin rocket. That's Jeff Bezos. He's all about the pee-pee. Dustin Lone says, I think this is so they can fake alien contact. When the aliens come, I think they're going to push a DNA upgrade to consciously evolve Mark of the Beast. It could be. It totally could be that. I mean, I think it could be, a way to like call people and just say, hey man, these are aliens. But we'll get into more of what it is here. Let me play through a few more of these clips for a little bit, man. Because Mark went out of his way to hook me up here. What is going on back there?
Working astronaut in the history of NASA. She's coming home on the 666th day of space, a record. How ironic. 666 days in space. You just can't make this stuff up. But to me, it does look as if Peggy is walking, lifting up that.
Yeah, so this dude's hanging upside down like a bat. And in the background, they're just, she's just walking around on the ground. I wonder if this one shows. And another way they fake these, yeah, that was the lady. Let me pull that up so you know that wasn't just somebody saying that. She set the record for the most time in space, and it was 666 days in space. She broke the record. She registered her record by spending 666 days over the course of 3 missions. It's a pretty satanic thing, man, for sure. And again, man, these wires, man, you would never, ever have wires like that, ever. You go into like a server room in a business and the wires aren't like that. Look at these wires all tucked away and everything here. This is just these are a little bit sloppy, but this is even better than what they got going on in so-called outer space, where one of those wires got punctured, everyone would die. That's a little sloppy. Usually they're even cleaner than that in these servers. I had to learn really good cord management because I used to have a cat that would bite any loose wires. So I got really good at like hiding all my wires and connecting them and stuff so the cat wouldn't eat them. So you wouldn't just have wires dangling like that. That's one of the, I mean, look at these, are pretty neatly compacted here. Yeah, and these, go back like 1 second. You wouldn't just have random shit hanging down like that. Eyes to see. I don't know how you can share links because it doesn't let you put them into the chat. I still need to figure out a way to have people send links. So look at this thing's floating. Everything else is down and this thing's like flying up. Yeah, he's glitching out. Her hair is just kind of standing up, hair sprayed up or something. Hopefully, man, this is enough. If somebody believes in space, man, understand, there's no way you would have this many damn... Yeah, okay, here's perfect what I wanted to talk about next, and it's right here. So one of the ways they do these things called parabolic flights, where they fly some jet like super high, like basically straight up, almost like a roller coaster, and then it just comes straight down. So when you're coming straight down, there's weightlessness for that amount of time they're coming down. So you'll see clips of these guys actually flying around like you think they would be in space, but it's only for a few seconds, and then it cuts away. Because when that plane's coming straight down, that's a very short amount of time, maybe like 2 minutes or something. I don't know what it is, but... So here's what you'd think that they're flying around in space like this. Not just that little backflip they're doing. The way they tell you that if they're in, this is what they'd be doing, right? This is how it would be. You'd be able to do stuff like that. And when they do it like that, look at they come crashing down, because now that plane that was coming straight down and they were experiencing weightlessness in its parabolic flight, it's called the ZeroG Plane. It says the weightless experience. They fake the interior in a ZeroG plane. So as it comes down, they get a few minutes of that weightlessness that they can film to it. And then it also says, yeah, the spacewalks are in water in a pool. Because, yeah, look at the reflection on the helmet, it says. There's a camera guy pointing a camera at him. So how's he in space if there's a dude? He's wearing a scuba diving suit. And that gets into what space could actually be. To me, space seems to be water. That's why the sky's blue. It's probably why it rains. Look at there's bubbles. They say they're in space and there's bubbles flying out. Because they're recording this in a pool, in a simulation or something like that. It's ridiculous. So space seems to be some kind of upside down ocean or something to me. As crazy as that sounds, like what causes an ocean to stop from the ground up? There just reaches a point that it stops. Well, if you have an upside down ocean, it's just going to stop somewhere sometime. Look at his foot's caught up in the... And that's where you get to then. They could easily edit this out, man. And you would never see it. You could run this scam actually forever. If you had enough editors and you had enough quality control, you could run this forever and no one would ever have got on. But that's the point, is they want you to know. Look at these legs caught up in that wire again. You know how many proofs they got? They got 2.5 hours worth of proofs right here. He's caught on that wire. This looks like Hey You Guys from Goonies. That thing glitched out. So that thing's probably not even real. That thing's not really there. He sees it and he's able to interact with it in some kind of contact lens or something. A metaverse thing. An overlay. It's glitching out. He's glitching out. See, the ball itself glitches out because it's on its own layer. It's like that Microsoft wearable hologram thing that you just saw. Cheat Child Chick says some little kids think they can grow up to be an astronaut. It's like Santa Claus. Yeah, his name's Chunk. Yeah, that's the dude I was thinking of. The Baby Ruth guy. Hey, you guys. He looks just like him, dude. And here's more of that where the actual hand, person outside of that is going to just see them moving the hand, but inside that VR headset or whatever they have, contact lens type thing. What's up, Salty Siren? Sloth. Got a lot of the same ones here, but it's... Oh, this is where the dude gets hung up, man. Look at his fingers are passing right through the microphone. His head's passing right through this thing up here. It's pretty bad graphics, man. And that's why, man, IPS 2, he predicts they're going to bring that ISS down soon. And that's a real good prediction because these graphics are too old school now and people see through it, man. The graphics are terrible. Oh, yeah, there's something pulling them. Look at, you can see them. Everything's pulling them. Man. I mean, it's just So now we got to get to the point of like, what the hell are they trying to show us? Like, why are they showing us all these mistakes and everything like that? And what is space? So this dude here, look at him. He's on a wire. Yeah, just like that, man. But with a real-time tech to remove that wire in real time. So some advanced tech. Once you see it, man, you can't unsee it. I hear this thing in the corner says Jeranism. I hear about Jeranism. I've never watched it. This guy looks so... What is this? Look at, there's just something falling right here. It's supposed to be in 0G. Something's falling straight down. That's another thing space is about. It's to get you away from, like, there is no up and down and everything's, like, relative. When in reality, yeah, there is an up and down. This guy's like, oh shit, I'm busted. He's trying hard not to look at it. He's like, it's like, shit. It's falling straight down. Another one is like the comets and everything. You see them come straight down. But if the Earth's spinning and everything's spinning randomly, you'd see comets shooting every single direction there is, man. Is this supposed to be real? Ridiculous. They got the Benny Hill music playing. And I always wonder what they think, man. The people that saw this and knew it was BS in real time, man. What happened to those people? Bret Hart said, did you see the song Chris Hadfield did from the ISS? No. Yeah, I'll just play a little bit more of this and then they keep showing the same ones, but there's new ones too. Oh, look at it, subphotonic.
You're an astronaut. You're supposed to be orbiting the
This dude's
Earth at
hilarious.
17,000 miles an hour. That's what they say, but it's not what we see. You shouldn't be able to see this cloud. You shouldn't be able to see white there, blue there. It should be a blur, okay? Okay,
Yeah, they say they're going, what, 17,000 miles an hour in orbit? Yeah, you wouldn't... So they want you to believe this dude's outside of this craft. 17,000 miles an hour. And the fastest thing they can shoot on land is like a railgun projectile. I think it goes 5,000 miles per hour. So 3 times faster than a small projectile out of a railgun.
a speeding bullet is 1,000 miles an hour, which that's probably twice, if you use the handguns, 500, that's twice the speed of that's twice the speed of a speeding bullet.
This dude cracks me up.
Imagine that. Let's just say it's 1,000.
Oh, Black Apple Art, does he believe in space? Dude, it's not real.
Okay? A speeding bullet
Trust
is
me.
1,000 miles an hour.
Nobody believed in space more than me.
Harnesses out there. She's upside down. That's why the hair is going this way, that way. That's why the blood in her head's gushing into her head.
Yeah, that's why they look like they're like constipated and stuff, because she's actually upside down. So if you flip that upside down, she's on some kind of... She's just hanging upside down. And all the blood's going to the top of her head. Cool Vanilla says supposedly the SpaceX astronauts were doing roughly 60,000 miles an hour. That's ridiculous. Like, the numbers are so large that they're just like incomprehensible. Here's our boy right here, Don Petit, man. I put him on the cover. He graduated from MSU. Make shit up. One of the world's biggest bullshitters. A true bullshit artist, man. When you hear this guy talk, they ask him anything and he's able to just ramble some bullshit out. And if you're dumb, you'll believe it.
This kind of a rocket.
This one, look at this fucking idiot. Are you looking at this fucking idiot? Are you looking at him? Again, I'm just making a case here for what they're supposed to be doing in science and space, but it's a fucking show. It's a
Occasion, folks, listen.
Oh, more Jurassic. So they show you these black holes. It's like the one eye symbolism. That's the way I see it. They put the dumb Starman in space right after David Bowie died, right? And it was just like the movie Heavy Metal. That was the animated cartoon. They had a red car in space. I guess it wasn't red, but yeah, Heavy Metal started with this car in space. That was the first scene, and then Elon Musk sends up a Tesla Roadster in space. Supposedly a stock Tesla Roadster. Ridiculous. It's on a thing like this, and it even glitched out where you've seen this for a second. If you guys, I'm sure everyone in here has seen through this lie, man. It's just so hard to get the people that still believe in it. So what I think they're talking about when they talk about space is a lot of it's occulted, man. So you see some Freemasonry or whatever, secret society type shit, man. So what I think they're talking about instead of space, or one layer of it at least, is I don't think they're talking about space. I think they're talking about time. And I think space is time, and they even tell you in the Einstein equation, it's called space-time. So whatever time is, this is how they lay out the solar system to you, the model of it. You got the sun, right? Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, right? So basically what you got here is a progression of, if you think of this sun as an ovum, like a woman's ovum that produces eggs, as this is the diagram of time, of like a life. Nearest to the ovum, you have a very small, and supposedly it rotates around it really fast. So this represents like a child, Mercury. They call it Hermes. And it's like, think of a kid running around his mom really fast, right? And then it gets a little bit bigger, a little older, and then it becomes like Venus. Or this is just the diagram for that time of someone's like life or something, like almost like a teenager or like very young adult. And they'll even say in some of these Spaceballs models, like that Venus is similar composition to what the Earth was like billions and billions of years ago, like dinosaur times or something like that. You know what I mean? And then you have the Earth. This would be like the full-grown adult or whatever, the planet Earth. And then Mars. It's basically like almost like a dead Earth. It's like they say there was water there. It's barren. It's dry. And that's the four stages, like a child, young, midlife, dying or dead here, and then it becomes a gas giant, Jupiter. So now it's no longer physical. It becomes gas or a ghost. You could just say it's like went through this phase from left to right. Now it becomes a ghost or whatever, spirit. And then you get Saturn. You get the rings around it, right? And then it starts slowly getting smaller. But there's still gas planets out here. These are the gas planets. So that's one of the reasons why I think what the whole space model is, it's a model of what you would call time. Also, you have Venus, the feminine planet, right? And Mars, the god of war, and like a masculine planet. And right in the middle, you have the Earth. I wouldn't necessarily call it like hermaphrodite energy, but it's sandwiched between the man and the woman right there, sort of like the two pillars, and then in the middle is the union, the Earth. That's one of the things I see. And when I looked into it before, I won't pull it up now, or maybe I can, but just to keep it going. The number of what do you call it? Like meteors in the, what is it called? Like there's like a meteor ring or whatever on the outside of the space, or on the outside of this solar system supposedly. And the number of those meteors correspond to like what one average male ejaculation would be of like sperm to one ovum. So that's like the ratio that they use to say that there's this like meteors or whatever it is on the outskirts of the solar system. And all the planets also too are named after, you know, what are they, Greek or Roman gods or whatever, and everything like that. So just more like, no one questions that. Like, why are so-called planets named after Roman gods? When you see the SpaceX rocket, you can see, man, it looks like it's in water. I know they see it in California a lot. Yeah, right here, man. Now imagine this thing is in underwater. It's in the air. But it's leaving a wake. It's just like water, if it's not water. So they're sending stuff up there, and there's a distance. And then we get trapped saying space is fake. And I'm naming the video Space is Fake. See, it reached another density of water right there. Or something just like water, a fluid. And this is real. This isn't, see, this is people in California actually filming this, you know. This is what they see. And then what's happening here? It looks like they possibly punctured whatever this, you can call it the firmament or whatever, and there's some kind of energy or something coming through there. Like, what the hell is that? Whatever they did, yeah, there's like some type of energy pouring out of that hole. And we all know NASA too was all started by those Nazi scientists. If you never heard of it, just go look up Operation Paperclip. And so all the NASA V2 rocket scientists came to America, and the Nazis became NASA. And then the extremely low frequency weapon researchers all went to Russia. And that's the stuff we're at today. The ELFs, and even more like the probably the 5G type technology and everything coming from there. I mean, this dude is in water. Or fluid, I should say. And it's kind of like the... Is it... There is a... Sometimes I can't find it. There's like under oceans, they're able to go under. Hold on, I gotta mute this. They're able to go under oceans or whatever, and then there's another layer of water that they can't penetrate. So like lakes under oceans or something like that. And it's just too dense for the crafts or whatever to get through. Like if you see a viscosity thing where they're all layered up different. That's not the one I'm looking for. lake within a sea. I don't think this is the one I'm looking for either. I should have had it pulled up. I forgot about it. But you see they have a little submarine and it reaches there's like a lake or something underwater that it just can't go through. Yeah, this isn't it. This one says scientists just discovered fresh water under the ocean from last year. Rivers underwater. It's a similar concept to these like density tubes where you have just different liquids that have different densities, and they'll stack up. You can even go to the bar. You know, your bartender will know how to make certain drinks like this where they'll sit like that. This is a 9 density tower. And you can even put a ping pong on top and it'll just sit there and float. Yeah, they give you all right here. Look at maple syrup, alcohol, joy, honey, rubbing alcohol. You just stack them up, man. Don't let it touch the sides, it said. Wow. So even within oceans, things like this are happening. You have the main density ocean water, and then there's different densities of liquids under these oceans and stuff. I can't find the one fast enough where they got the submarine going down under there. Let me see what's up with this chat, man. Sorry, I've been ignoring the chat. Thanks, Brian. McLovin said he saw that SpaceX in 2015, the one in California. So I think that when I said like space, what they're talking about with space is time. I think that could be what they're talking about when they have Space Force. Again, there was this bumper sticker Jackson posted in the Discord the other night. Yeah, look at this. Space Force bumper sticker. Look at this. This is ridiculous. How do I make this bigger? That's sold out. People love the Space Force. Hold on a second, let me see if I can. This is a butt. Look at the red lines. It's a butt. They have the word rump right here. Trump. They have rump. A butt. And then what's this? Is this a butt plug or what? It's a mockery, dude. This is what this is. But I do think that Space Force could be what they're talking about is like some sort of time type thing. Because you have all the things with Donald Trump that resonate with like time travel, Biff Tannen, Back to the Future, John Titor, Trump's uncle that got Nikolai Tesla's paperwork supposedly, all that stuff. And then Trump came in and created the Space Force. But maybe he's talking about Time Force. Because I think it would be a lot easier for them if they want to, instead of a fake alien invasion, they could just have a fake time traveler. I think that would be a lot easier. You could just have a regular dude. You don't need any special effects. You just have one dude. And you pull him out and have a, some kind of flash happen somewhere or something. And just bring a dude out on TV and say, yeah, hey man, he traveled either from the past, from the future. It doesn't matter. People would believe it, man. I think if COVID, of anything, has proven that people will pretty much believe anything. We also have all the space logos all throughout the world have this same kind of like vectors and everything like that, or the chevron they call it. all these space agencies from around the globe decided to include some variation of this particular symbology in their official insignias. The NASA one looking like oh, that's V. I remember watching that movie V when I was a kid, man. It scared the shit out of me. I was really little. You have also with the United Nations logo, you have that's basically the flat Earth type map. Are the people upstairs fucking again? This thing's cut into 33. Dude. This thing's cut into 33 pieces, man. My stream's gonna get shut down. Don't worry, this guy doesn't last long. It'll be over in a second if you can hear it. It's so awkward to me. I haven't lived in an apartment for almost 20 years. Yeah, just like the Pepsi logo too. God damn it, that fucking. Man, what else we got on Space is Fake, man? Throw me some keys in the chat, man. I gotta play a little bit of Don Petit, man. He's on the cover. Don Petit made the cover. Biggest bullshitter in the game. I love to listen to that guy. Actually, it's funny because he's so full of shit. Let me find a little bit of. Big Drink T says I have a great mic. I switched the cable. I bought an Amazon Basics like cable from the one I normally have, and I can hear the difference. This cable sounds cheaper. There's a little hum in it. I should change back to the other cable because I can definitely hear it. But I have the Warm Audio WA87 mic, if anyone's an audio head like me. And then I use the Babyface Pro. That's my preamps. I gotta play a little bit of this guy, man. This guy's so full of shit. Let me find the one where he's like, if you got a leak, well, you got a leak. Oh, please, let me find that one. Of course, all the good ones aren't going to be up top, because then they know which ones you're looking for. When he also says, man, he's the one that comes out and says, oh, we destroyed the technology to go to the moon, and it's very difficult to build it back.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore.
What you talking about? What you talking about? What you talking about? What you
used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
So we destroyed the technology to go to the moon in the 60s, but we're going to go to Mars. We can't go back to the moon. Is there like a Don Petit playlist or something? Where's the one where he says, man, I got to find that one, man. When he says, if you got a leak, well, then you have a leak. Everyone would just die, and he acts like, oh, he doesn't know the plan or anything. If it was real. Oh, yeah, of course I'm not going to be able to find it right away. Don Petit is full of shit. And let's get into the Challenger too, man. Let me see, is this it? Is this like the... No, that's not the one. My boy at work was telling me about they have some new... I don't know if it's new, but he was watching some Challenger like documentary or something that's on... I don't know if it's on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something, and I was like, dude, you've never heard of... Never heard the story of the Challenger? Oh yeah, of course I'm not gonna be able to find it.
getting ready to launch to the International Space Station to be part of expeditions 30 and 31. Give me a summary of what the mission goals are for your time on orbit and what responsibilities and jobs are going to be yours when you're up there.
Well, I'm one of the science guys. I'm one of the science guys. I'm one of the science guys. And I'm one of the repair guys. And fortunately, there's lots of science and lots of repair to do on station, so that will certainly keep us all busy.
So give me a couple of examples, if you would, of some of the human life sciences experiments that you're going to be involved with on this flight.
Well, living and working in space go along with doing science experiments in space.
And look, a dumb person will hear that and be like, oh, yeah. Well, thanks, McCallion. How long am I at here, man? I'm over an hour. But what was I just said I was going to look something else up, and I forgot what it was. Do you remember what I just said I was going to look up? Pretty much everything you look up about NASA just breaks down so easily, at least what they say. And then, the best of Don Petit. This might be good here.
We understand that a plane has crashed miles to the east.
What did Iraq have to do with what?
The attack on the World Trade Center.
Summary of what the mission goals are for your time on orbit and what responsibilities and jobs are going to be
Here's the one I'm looking for right here.
Because we have, like on the space station, things in busy. You have a whole series of O-rings in here, and a shaft that you rotate.
So, I mean, like on the space station, how many of these would you...
So he says you have O-rings and a shaft. He's playing a game. He's a sick pervert.
Space station, how many of these would you have?
Listen, hold on.
Rotate, and a shaft that you rotate. Rings in here. You have a whole series of O-rings in here, and a shaft that you rotate.
So, I mean, like on the space station, how many of these would you have?
7, because we have 7 windows.
What happens if you get a leak on that?
Then you have a leak.
You just have a leak.
And what you would do is...
lose air.
Got him! Yeah, you would probably seal the whole cupola off. And then there's probably a plan. I don't know off the top of my head, but there's probably a plan.
So with the special shape of this cup, and you can see I'm continuing to suck the coffee out, or actually sip the coffee, because we're no longer sucking out of a bag now. We're drinking from a cup, and the coffee continues to climb up that acute angle, and until the whole bag is drained.
This guy is so full of shit.
In a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again. We had a problem on one of our spacewalks where we were trying to unfold a beam that supports some lights on the outside of space station. And this beam was folded up into its launch, for its launch state. And
that's my boy there. Real quick, man. If you guys go to chalkbodyoutline.com, I got all my links here. For everyone that cries that there's ads on my thing and you take the time to type something out, you can just click the BitChute. Everything's on BitChute with no ads. So the time it took you to type that up, you could have just went to BitChute and watched it with no ads, including the lost episode of Outlining Our Enslavement, me and EBT, where we broke down that Nipsey Hussle hoax right when it happened, pretty much in real time, and for whatever reason, YouTube struck it down. You can also hit that merch button on top. I got a bunch of different shirts. They all come in like sweatshirts, hoodies, or whatever. You just go on here and pick your design here. Like this one here, the black one comes in black. This colored one comes in all different colors. Same with this Tartaria one's different colors. This cartoons one. This Wave Dangers one comes in black or blue. This Nationwide Geoengineering comes in a bunch of different colors. You just click the design, click the color you want. Men's, women's, some different styles of shirts have different colors even. And then this is my newest one that I just put up here. So this black one only comes in black. This one here, this part of the next to the face is transparent, so we'll match the color of the shirt that you pick here. So if you want to support the stream, that's the way you can. But what about that? That's what I was going to talk about, was the Challenger survivors. Is you get these guys, man. They went through and found all these guys that basically still alive except one of them. And Snopes says it's not true because one of them's missing. But they're like professors at schools and everything nowadays and everything. So this guy, I think it's the Asian guy, this guy claims he's his twin. Where you definitely have a lot of twins involved with NASA. I mean, these people look identical to them, to the so-called. Oh no, I think it was this black guy that was the twin actually. And then this lady's like she works at a law firm or something. This guy's like a teacher or something. One of these guys is a teacher and everything like that. I mean, they look identical. Look at this guy with the droopy eye, and this guy's. I mean, there's got to be something to that. Yeah, right here. So this guy was named Francis Richard Scobie on the Challenger. And this guy here is the CEO of Cows and Trees. His name's Richard Scobie. Same lazy eye, same face, everything. And the name Challenger was exploded. So it was like anyone that challenges them is going to go down. And something to that too with like, I don't know what it is. There seems to be some similarity. It's like a mass ritual similar to 9/11, where it's like they brought the TVs in everyone's classroom when we were kids to show us that, traumatize us. And then you have the parallels between the jet fuel or the rocket fuel and the steel and the free fall speed. The same thing you had with the 9/11 and the Challenger. So I don't fully understand it. Some kind of magic spell or something. Rocket fuel, steel, free fall speed. Definitely a traumatic thing. But then they use that to take and there's a really good Challenger. I wonder if it's on here, man. Let me see if oh, this thing's still going. There's one with the Challenger where they show it like launching because I think it had successful flights before, and they show it launching a satellite when it's up in space, supposedly, and it's so bad graphics. It's like, I can't believe anybody ever believed that. Yeah, this is it right here. And then you see the dude floating around in the background. Yeah, because even Hollywood movies look more real than this outer space nonsense. Yeah, this guy just fades out of existence. As he goes out of the corner, he just fades out. So they want you to see that, man. Understand that. They want it. They're tracking who knows this. Yeah, this is the one I'm talking about here. Pretty sure this was the Challenger.
Watch closely.
Dan sat in the pilot seat during this operation, sort of monitoring the.
So they say they're in this damn shuttle. Okay, look at, there's a dude right here. This is like a model. There's a dude. His head is right there. This thing looks so fake. A dude's back here ducking down. He didn't get out of the way in time. And look at this fake ass, whatever they call that, a satellite or something. Looks like the old Tool Sober claymation video. Look at this dude. He didn't get out in time. You see him on the right side of the screen? So you're looking at a model here, and then they... whatever this is, claymation or something happening. And they try to explain it away and say this dude's like, oh, it's like a reflection in the window or something. But look at this thing. No one could ever believe that that thing is real. And I don't know how people believe that they send these probes up and the probes go thousands of light years away, and they shot them up in like the 70s and everything, and then they're still communicating with them right now. Oh yeah, here it is right here. This is the Challenger here. 128. So that was to traumatize you. $1986. Damn. So I was what? I was 8 years old. My old man. Yeah, they're gonna show you that these guys are all still.
Ellison Onizuka claims to be his McNeil.
So two twins. Look at these people. These are like identical matches, man. It's his twin brother. I've never seen this one, I don't think. So they say they're going, what, 17,000 miles an hour. The thing's barely flapping around. You could put a strap like that out of your car going 55 miles an hour, and it would be flying around more than that. And these dudes are doing 17,000 miles an hour. Oh yeah, this is really bad. Some stop motion or something. Yeah, his whole helmet just turned. Like, he didn't even turn his head, like the helmet. You gotta see that again. That's ridiculous. Watch his helmet. Yeah, it's supposedly airtight, and if he took it off, he'd die. And his whole helmet's turning ridiculous. Yeah, the smooth movement of the earth, and then that guy's all herky-jerky. Definitely some stop motion type thing. And then where do these rockets go, man? They shoot them up. Will they go into the ocean or something? Then where does that real craft go? That shuttle that they have? I think that shuttle probably goes to like Antarctica or something like that. Or whatever is over that ice wall or something. So maybe more lands or something like that. Who's this dude?
Become very useful. The bottom of the world will be important, not only to us but to our allies. And it's the most peaceful place in the world.
Well, I'm sure that won't last very long. What are the natural resources there?
Well, we've found enough coal within 180 miles of the South Pole in a great ridge of mountains.
You're talking about Antarctica?
It's not covered with snow.
Is that
enough
bird?
to supply the whole world for quite a while.
Well,
that's the coal. Now there's evidence of.
What else I got on here, man? There's so much stuff on here, man. Thank you to Mark again.
That there's an international
yes, this is one of the ones, dude, that I've been looking for a long time. I'm pretty sure this is the one where you see her going through all this with all the stuff on the walls and everything, and then they show it again where it's just like a tin can.
Been manned since 1999.
Pretty sure this
one
is
of the most
one.
visible indications that there are people up in space inside the International Space Station is that they're in zero gravity.
Hold on, is this not the one I thought it was? Oh, I don't think it is. There's one they show them going through this thing, but then they show it later where it's completely empty and there's just lights on the walls. There's lights all over the walls, and that must be where they like snap something to it on a computer program or something, you know, some kind of overlay where the different lights are, and it just looks like a regular tin can that they're inside of. The video looks just like this though. Yeah, that's not the one though. This lady here, she's full of shit too.
Perm or hairspray, so that between periods of weightlessness we get that visual continuity. Now,
yeah, ridiculous, dude.
Happened, there shouldn't be water leaking into someone's helmet and
Yeah, this is the one where they said some dude took his helmet off in outer space supposedly, and then water filled his helmet and he almost drowned. Well, because they're either in a pool simulating, or if space is water.
Can this be happening? A snorkel in space? There could be some water in the porous plate sublimator. When they were on the moon, they supposedly had about a gallon of water, but that cooling system is supposed to be well away from their head. There really is no sane explanation for why a gallon of water would leak into someone's spacesuit, unless you realize the whole thing is faked inside a swimming pool. In this scene, you can see
a lot of people roll with that theory that it's 100% faked in a swimming pool, which it could be. Because, yeah, you do see the bubbles. But maybe they're in space, and space is actually some sort of fluid. And there's still like it seems to be a barrier that they can't get past. People call it the firmament or whatever.
On the outside, but a lot of these, it seems like equipment they easily could have configured to be accessible from the inside of the International Space Station. It seems more like an excuse to get out and show their other space trick, which is the faking of spacewalks in a swimming pool. In this vid, you catch a glimpse of someone wearing a scuba tank. Scuba tanks in space? Snorkels and scuba tanks in space? They act like a spacewalk is just a walk in the park, like there's very little danger involved at all. They're looking through the spacesuits. Oh, here's a spacesuit. We're going to go for a spacewalk. As if there's no danger at all. Like they don't care.
Yeah, 17,000 miles an hour, no big deal. Let's just walk out there. If you really did have something like this, you would design it where everything could be fixed from the inside. You wouldn't be going outside. That's just something they do just for show. And you get these ridiculous articles, man. I know everyone's seen these articles, man, like, or what is it, Uranus? Smells like farts. It's just a mockery, dude. It's ridiculous. You can't even make this shit up. Clouds above Uranus smell like farts and rotten eggs. April 24th, 2018. And then they show you this. This could be anything right here. I mean, it's a mockery, dude, for sure. And let me make sure I bring up the sonoluminescence too, man, where I played that before and it got struck down, so I definitely can't play it, but I can see if I can find like still images or something of it. I think they're still fucking up there. I just heard them again. Maybe round 2 or something. I'll just play like little clips. So they say when you put like there's like a bubble in a jar of water or a jar or whatever, and then you put a sound wave through it. It looks like what you see in the sky when you see a star. Looks just like it. You see a star in those. What is that camera called? It's like zooms way the hell in. P1000 or something. So look at that. That's what you would call sonoluminescence. Twinkling like a star. P900, that's what it's called. Thank you, T. When you see these stars through the P900 camera, that's exactly what they look like. That's the camera with like the most zoom or something, like a consumer camera, I guess. It's basically like energy, blinking in and out of existence, almost. So that's not a gaseous ball of, basically like they say each star is a sun. And that's Sirius, man. That's another one where Sirius is a 3-star system, right? And they call it the dog star, right? So that's where they get the word Cerebrus. Cerebrus, the 3-headed dog. Cerebrus, I don't know if I'm saying it right, but that's what the Cerebrus means. Sirius, the 3-headed dog. The dog star. Because they say that Sirius is 3 stars, like super close to each other, where you basically just see one, but it's a 3-star system, they say. Yeah, NASA shows you this. And when you look at it, you're seeing this. This thing's just like shape-shifting in and out of existence. So it's some kind of energy or something. That's Mercury. Yeah, NASA shows you a damn planetary body, a physical body. When you see it in the P900, it's blinking in and out of existence. Just like the sonoluminescence. So Saturn does have the ring when you see it with your eye and everything like that. There is that ring, whatever that is. It does look like kind of the CBS logo or all-seeing eye. So to me, this would lead more credence that space is possibly some kind of fluid. Again, I don't know. There's no way to know. Everything's been a damn lie your whole life. And Jupiter too, you do see that, what they call a storm or whatever on it. When you see it, you see there's something on it at that place. Yeah, that's its moon, supposedly. These things that are its... Yeah, it says the planets are self-luminous. They want you to think it's not shining any light. What is this one? See, that's crazy looking. Yeah, it says, what they say it's from atmospheric distortion, but if it was atmospheric distortion, all stars would twinkle the same way, and they don't. Yeah, Land of the Blind, it says NASA is a joke on purpose. Exactly. They want you to know this, man. But what's the reason? Downtown Abbey, I unlocked you in the Discord. It was like locked, I think, for you. I unlocked you so you can get in the other rooms and stuff. Speaking of the Discord, man, I do stream after for the members. If you want to join the page, you can just go to my page, click the join button. It's $5 a month. And you don't need the Discord or anything. You can just watch it on YouTube, and all the past after party streams are on there. So after this, when I'm done, I'll go more for the members. No idea what I'm going to talk about. People love to leave comments like, oh, you have hidden knowledge behind a paywall. Like, I don't even know what I'm going to talk about. So I usually just try to jump in the Discord and kind of see where the conversation goes. And the last time we did it, it was a bunch of guys, and we talked about like MGTOW and like simps and kind of all that, you know, destruction of the family, basically, and destruction of the man through these identitarian things like that. MGTOW. I thought it was a pretty good conversation because there was some younger kids in there too that were pretty hip to that. Downtown Abby says she's lost in there. Trust me, it takes a while. It took me a while to get used to it, but once I did get into it, holy shit, there's almost 300 people in here. What else y'all got on the Space is Fake, man? Let's keep going. 96 likes with 300 people. Hit that thumbs up, man. Trying trying to remember what else I was going to talk about with that space. Oh, this thing's still going too. This dude hooked me up, man, with like the ultimate. Yeah, look at another bubble or something. That's what that is.
Let me explain it like this.
A lot of these have music on them, so I want to make sure I'm not playing that music.
I have a new picture of Mars. Come in. I'm sure all of you want to hear about how things went.
Is this Mars? They're saying this is Mars.
Well, tonight was a great drama that was played. I felt like an adventure movie.
And he just said it was a drama. Just like coronavirus at the beginning. Remember they called it the novel coronavirus. The novel. The one thing, man, I meant to say this way earlier and I forgot, is if you believe in space, you're probably not this far in the video if you believe in space, but they believe in space and they'll believe everything's still the exact same model that NASA gave you and planets orbiting the sun and everything, but then they think the Earth's just a flat disk, everything else is a ball and everything else is the same, the Earth's a flat disk. But that's what the space is fake basically eliminates that whole thing of the outer space and that whole model.
It is Photoshop, but it's...
And then this is the famous guy that they showed you. They want you to know this. This is the guy that makes this. He says it is Photoshop with his own words. So when you see this and it's presented as it's like a picture. This one here is from our boy DOD TV. Did he get that truck yet, I wonder?
It's has to be.
Is any of it real? I mean, look at this.
What is this one? Skipping around too much, sorry.
You're telling me that thing's been up there since the fucking 90s? Shut up.
Oh, here's a dude song right here. I can't play the songs, I don't think, man. I want to hear it though.
We're watching.
Oh, don't get me started on that guy. I mean, there's clouds right behind it, so it's right there, dude.
Okay. This
Jerry.
is supposed to be a shirt, and you can clearly see where the harness. See how the harness is holding this idiot?
This dude is so funny.
Watch. He's got his hand all up near it. But there it is. Boom. More fakery. Shit is fake. Yo, yo.
No.
Yeah.
And now this dude runs that channel, When the Buildings Cry. Have you ever seen that? He'd be like, you see this fucking continent right here? It's a fucking building. And if you don't know it's a fucking building, you're a fucking retard. Red brick. Carbon-14 cooked out marshmallowing. Tell me that shit was not on point.
Uh-oh, his arm just disappeared.
And then he'll be hitting the dabs. He'll be hitting the dabs right on the street right out of the fucking crack torch. And just fucking smashing on the dabs. Make sure you go follow his new channel. It's called When the Buildings Cried, I think.
Never need to.
Fucking hilarious.
To sell a fake shit.
Hold on, what was that? I'll let him rage one more time. I don't want to play all his stuff.
Fucking shit! What is this, a fucking kegger? I mean, they're having parties and picnics in space when they're supposed to be doing scientific, I can't take it. And they're doing at any time, all this food could get in the electronics, and look at this shit!
It's 100%. Look at they're just tossing food. You wouldn't be doing that shit because the food, the drink, whatever could get in these electronics and everyone would fucking die. You wouldn't be fucking tossing tacos and shit across the fucking table and shit like that. That wouldn't happen. And the shit wouldn't be, looks like the rest of this video is all subphotonic. I don't want to play all this shit, but subphotonic's fucking hilarious. This is the dude, man, that they say, some people say he's actually, this Miku Kaku, whatever the fuck his name is, Miku Kaku. I know I'm not saying it right. But some people say this dude is, the same dude as Bruce Lee. I don't know how to spell his name either. It's so fucking weird to pronounce. Michio Kaku, that's his fucking name. This dude here? I think I saw this on IPS, where this dude has what's called the 1-inch equation to explain everything. EQ Kaku has the 1-inch equation to explain everything. To summarize everything about the physical laws governing the universe we live in. He says, I believe one day perhaps the destiny of all intelligent life in the universe may hinge on this equation. Finding it is the goal of a lifetime. It is a theory of everything, basically. And Bruce Lee had the 1-inch punch. Where he would just put his hand like that, and I think this is bullshit, actually. He'd like blast him across the room and shit with the 1-inch punch. And Bruce Lee was presented to you like he's a mystic. Downtown Abbey said it was just in the Discord app. Yeah, I'm streaming on YouTube. Like, the Discord's just to like share links and chat with people. So I don't stream actually in the Discord. So after this, I'll stream for the members just on YouTube. But you can go in the Discord, and if you want to like chop it up, I don't even know. We'll see who's in there and if anyone wants to talk about anything. And if not, I'll talk about something else. So Bruce Lee, Michio Kaku. How do you spell it again? I just had it. I know I'm spelling it wrong. Michio Kaku. Is it the same guy, a lifetime actor? Bruce Lee, the mystic type dude, and then this guy that's like a metaphysical, supposedly scientist. This one here at this stage of his life looks pretty close. People love Bruce Lee, man. I think Bruce Lee himself could be a construct. And that doesn't mean he doesn't know karate or anything like that. He's a Hollywood actor, literally. I don't know. I think there's something to that one, possibly. Again, with these things, man, you could never ever prove it. Kind of gets into the realm of fantasy, but I believe these types of things. Totally. And then one last thing, man. Let me get into this. I probably can't play her. It's Gabrielle Gifford. So this is the lady that was supposedly shot. And she's married to this astronaut guy. That's how you know it's a damn hoax. So supposedly this is the same person here as this person here. And she's was shot in the head, and now she comes out and fakes a speech impediment. It's the fakest thing you've ever seen in your life. It's pathetic. Of all these deceivers on the world stage, to me, this is one of the most despicable ones I've ever seen. To fake that you're like a retard.
Out of pain, we choose to find meaning. A glimmer of light that lands on a promise. We seek comfort.
Is she talking? Is that her talking?
We must.
You gotta see her talk live.
I found
Here it
one
is.
word. I put one foot in front of the other. I found one word, and then I found another. My recovery is a daily fight, but fighting makes me stronger. Words once came easily, today I struggle to speak.
Why is it so
But
blurry?
I have not lost my voice. American needs all of us to speak out, even when you have to fight to find the words. We are at a crossroads.
So fake. And then she's got the astronaut husband. That's how you know. That's the icing on the cake to know it's bullshit. If you think that shit is real, you're dumb. That's the fakest shit ever. And she used to talk way slower, but I think they had to kind of slowly speed it up and just say she improved over time or something, because it was too slow for the average person's attention span. It was like super slow.
Can let the shooting continue, or we can act.
Wow, this is the biggest scumbag on all of them.
We can vote. We can be the right side of history. We must elect Joe Biden. He was there for me. He'll be there for you too. Join us in this fight.
Yeah, it used to be way slower. They've definitely sped it up.
Vote, vote, vote. Thank you very much.
And these like liberals that are older, they see this, they see a hero. They think it's somebody that overcame all these odds and everything like that. And she said vote, vote, vote. Normally she says fight, fight, fight. It's ridiculous, dude. Wow, that's beyond scumbag level shit. I mean, even these astronauts, as bad as they are, this shit is some next level deceit. This person will certainly burn in hell. In the pits of fucking hell. Disgusting, dude. Yeah, I'm gonna shut it down now. I had to make sure I exposed that bitch. But I will go live after for the members on YouTube. Last time it seemed like it didn't send out a notice because no one was in there or something. So I'll double check and make sure it's all set up right this time. And I have no idea what I'm talking about, so I guess we'll figure it out when we get there. Thanks to everyone that was in here. Go to chalkbodyoutline.com, get all my links. I'll try to come back on Sunday night. Yeah, I think Sunday night would be 4 more days for sure. And give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna use the restroom, refill my water, and then I'll come back on for the members. So thanks to everyone that was in here, man. I appreciate your time. And peace.